Hello everyone, how you all? I hope you all are doing good. So today I'm making this video mainly on the question paper which is given from the SSLC board. As you all know, you are going to face the objective type of the examination this year. That is 2020 and 21 batch students are going to write the objective type of the examination. So I have a model question paper which was given by the SSLC board, and we are going to have a clear discussion with the question paper being given, how the objective type of the questions are there and which one will be the correct option should be chosen. All those things we are going to discuss. So before I start with the questions, I'll explain how exactly the pattern is set. So if you consider pattern of examination which you are going to write is completely objective type, four options will be given. Out of four options you are supposed to find out the correct option. So I must tell you there are totally 120 questions have been set. Totally 120 questions have been set. So I can say from question number 1 to 40 questions. From question number 1 to 40 questions, all the questions from the mathematics part. From 41 to 80 questions are from science part. 41 to 80 questions from science part, in which you will be covering physics, chemistry, as well biology part. Okay, and lastly we have from 81 question to 120. These questions are going to cover from social science. So like these three parts have been categorized. That is, we are going to write the questions for mathematics as well for science as well for social science. So 1 to 40 for mathematics, 41 to 80 for science, and 81 to 120 questions for social science. So in today's session, I'm going to cover all the science part questions. And remember, for each section, there are 40 questions have been allotted. In total, 120 questions are there, right? And time also is being clearly mentioned as all these questions must be covered in 3 hours. 3 hours. So sufficient time is given to us. We can think of and we can clearly understand what is the conceptual question is asked, what is the correct option we have to trace out and we have to mention. Sufficient time is being given to us. It is 3 hours. Within these 3 hours, we have to complete all these questions which have been given. So there is a paper 1, we can consider this one. From the paper 1 part, we have all these 3 sections, and from all these 3 sections, we are going to write the correct options. And now in today's session, I'm going to cover all the science part questions, how we supposed to answer them, and all those things we discussed from the physics, chemistry as well biology. Welcome students. So we are going to have first question, that is first question. A device to change the resistance in an electric circuit is. It is the first question, and this question is being asked from the chapter electricity, as you all know. This is question from the chapter electricity. So there are 4 options is being given. Ammeter. So students, ammeter is mainly for ammeter we are considering is mainly tells us measurement of the current. Measurement of a current. So second one we have B, rheostat. Rheostat is considered to be a variable resistance with which we can vary the resistance offered. So third one we have, so we can say that according to our question, this will be going to be considered as correct answer. So this is a device. Rheostat is used to change the resistance in an electric circuit. By changing this one or just by moving the knobs, we can change. There is a change in the resistance offered. Fine. Then we have seen galvanometer. It is not only that the correct option we discuss, but why not the other are considered as correct. So those also we can discuss here. So ammeter we have understood. This is the rheostat used for changing the resistance. And first one is the measurement of electric current. Then we have third one, C, galvanometer. Galvanometer is going to help us for the detection of flow of current. It detects the current. Detects the flow of current. Then lastly we have voltmeter. Voltmeter measures the voltage. Voltmeter measures the voltage. Measures the voltage. Okay, so these are the four options and respectively we have answers. So correct option will be considered as rheostat. Rheostat is considered to be vary the resistance offered by any of the circuit. Yeah. Coming to next question, I have 42nd again from the physics part, that is in Fleming's left hand rule, middle finger indicates the direction of dash. So we have to find out the correct option out of 4. So we have Fleming's left hand rule, right? Like this we will supposed to have to keep, and we will be seeing this direction of different these parameters is mainly due to force exerted on any of the conductors, force experienced by the conductors. So here I have option 1, that is magnetic field. Option 2 I have electric current induced in conductor. Third option I have here electric current, and lastly I have option movement of conductor. So as we have studied electricity, we have these all B and D options are mainly due to considered as magnetic field. They are directly related to magnetic field. Left two options are magnetic field and electric current. So if you consider, I have just put here the solution part, that is Fleming's left hand rule mainly tells us that, or Fleming's thumb rule tells us that if you consider like this, if you keep your left hand and these fingers if you are keeping like this is going to be considered as thumb, whereas this is considered as index finger, whereas this one is considered as middle finger. So if you keep like this, it is going to tell us thumb. Thumb is mainly for father. We can consider as a father also. This is a trick so that we can remember the direction of these parameters. So thumb is mainly for force, and then index finger I have, it is mainly tells us that direction of the magnetic field, and then we have middle finger. Middle finger mainly tells us regarding the electric current. So as per the question is being given, electric current is the correct option out of these 4. So option C is the correct option from out of these 4. Coming to next question, 43rd question. A doctor prescribes a corrective lens of a power 0.5D to a person. A focal length of a lens and the type of the lens we have to find out here. So we have been given 4 options. These are the 4 options. Before to that, let us solve. We will get the answer and we will compare our answer with the options. So here that power is being given, it is minus 0.5D, and we know the formula, that is F equal to 1 by P. How does it has come? So this power is inversely proportional to the focal length. If we consider P is equal to, it will become 1 by F. P is equal to 1 by F or F equal to 1 by P. Focal length and power are inversely proportional to each other. These things we know. So simultaneously we are going to substitute the values being given to us into the formula. So F is equal to, we supposed to find out the focal length of a lens, as well which type of the lens is being used here. So see, F is equal to 1 by P, the formula we are considering, 1 divided by minus 0.5, that is being given, power value is given to us. So directly substitute minus 5, it is comes out to be minus 2 meters. So minus 2 meters mainly indicates that, minus indicates what, this is our final answer, and this minus 2 meters we have in almost all of this, but minus we have only 1 and D. In the sense this option and this option is wrong. We are supposed to find out the correct option. We have to find out the correct option. So see here, 1 divided by minus 0.5 we have, it should be minus 2 meters we have obtained. So you can check out here, as this is negative value, minus 2 indicates we have negative sign here. Negative sign will have E. It is ending with a E. Similarly, when you consider concave, it is also end up with E. So we can consider whenever negative values are coming, definitely it is going to be considered as concave lens. So with these option, correct option is A. Coming to next question from the light chapter itself again. So nature and size of the image formed when the object is kept between the principal focus and optical center O of a convex lens. So we are using the convex lens. This is the last case of all the 6. We have 6 kind of the parameters we have here. Out of those 6 we are in the last case. All 6 cases are there. In the last case we are discussing here. So if the focus principal focus is kept here, in between we have kept the object, and we have a convex lens. We have a convex lens. 4 options is being given. The image form is virtual, erect or enlarged, real, inverted or small in size. Then we have seen virtual, inverted, small size, and real, inverted, and it is enlarged. 4 options we have here. So whenever we are making use of a convex lens and optical, this object is kept in between these two, focus and optical center. Definitely that kind of image we are going to get virtual. Virtual image are always erect, we know. So they are enlarged also. So the correct option from all of these 4 is A. Coming to next question. The potential difference between the terminals. I have written some of the shortcuts here. You can refer the question paper which is given in the website. Also, I will be putting this question paper in the description. So once you get this question paper, you just look after the question paper and I will be solving the answers. You look after the solutions what I am giving here. So the potential difference between the terminals and the electric heater is a 60 volt. 60 volt is given us. Then when it draws a current of 4 ampere from the source, the resistance of the electric heater coil is, they are asking for the resistance. We have to find out the resistance. So this question, just by seeing we can understand, this question is mainly based on the Ohm's law. So solution wise I am writing here V is equal to I into R. This is the expression what we write for the Ohm's law. So now it is being asked to calculate the resistance. So resistance is equal to voltage divided by electric current. I indicates electric current. So voltage value is being already given us. It is of capacity 60 volt. And the electric current drawn, that is also being given here, that is 4 ampere. So 4 is the value what we are going to substitute in I. So 4 ones are 4 15s are. So it will be 15 ohms. So the correct option out of these 4 is A. Welcome to next question, dear students. A diameter of circular outline of a spherical is. So 4 options have been given here. So when you draw a diameter for a circular outline of a spherical, so I will be considering like this, and here I will be having a circular part. So almost this is going to be considered as a circle, and here whatever the line we are drawing, this line they are asking for. So diameter of circular outline of a spherical is, this is called as aperture. This is the correct option. Coming to next question, 47th one, from the sources of the energy part, this question is being asked. The inner wall of the solar cooker is painted black is mainly because andre solar cookers, if we are considering, the inner wall will be painted black. So 4 options are being given here. Reflects the light, no more question of reflecting the light at all because it is black color. Then prevents from the rusting of no question, as it is being painted, rusting doesn't occurs. Then absorbs more heat. So whenever you remember black color is more magnifiable to absorb heat as well as light. It easily absorbs heat as well as light. Then we have converges the solar radiations. No question of converging the solar radiations at all. So only the correct option left here is it absorbs more heat. Coming to next question, dear students, that is 48th question. The function of electric current, electricity question we have here. Function of electric generator is. So it reverses the direction of a current, it converts electrical energy into mechanical energy, detects the presence of the electric current in the circuit and converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. Coming to first question, reversing of the electric current, nowhere concerned for the electric generator. So first option is wrong. Converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Listen, so don't get confused with this one. The conversion of electrical energy into mechanical energy is mainly done by the motors. We know this one. Motors will be doing this work. And then we have next option. it detects the presence of electric current in the circuit. Now where it is concerned, it is work done by the galvanometer. Then the last option left, it is converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. So electric generators always converts mechanical energy into electric energy. Welcome dear students. We are moving to next question, that is 49th question. The resistance of the conductor not dependent on. So in all the factors does resistance depends, we have to see first. Then we will understand in what kind of the parameter that resistance does not depend. Here out of these 4 options, only one option is correct option on which the resistance is not at all dependent. So that one we have to find out here. So first one, length of the conductor. Definitely if the length of the conductor is varied, resistance also varies. They are interlinked to each other. They are directly related to each other. Then area of the cross section, if we are considering area of the cross section, if we are increasing, conductance as well as resistance varies. Then we have magnetic nature. So this is magnetic nature, nowhere concerned with the resistance. Whatever will be the magnetic property of any of the resistance we consider here, conductor we consider here, it is nowhere related to that of the resistance. And lastly we have nature of the material. Of course nature of the material is completely related to that of the resistance. It is depends. Nature of material is completely dependent on the resistance. So out of these 4, only the option left, that is nature of magnetic nature, it is independent. Welcome dear students. 50th question we are considering direct current DC current generator works on the principle of, any principle you can consider, DC current or AC current you can consider here, or DC generators, AC generators, they mainly going to operate on the principle of electromagnetic induction. So we have electromagnetic induction. What does the meaning of electromagnetic induction now? So electromagnetic induction is that the change in the magnetic field of one conductor, change in magnetic field of one conductor is induces one conductor in electric current, induces electric current in another conductor. There will be an induction of electric current. So the only option, just by seeing the question we can conclude here that the electromagnetic induction itself is the correct option for this question, that is A. Moving to the next question, 51. So here they are asking for units for these all. So what is an SI unit for all of these 4 options? We have to choose the correct one. So electric current is being given, electric charge is given, electrical potential difference is given, and electric power is given. So we all know when we consider electric current, it is represented in the SI unit of ampere. Electric charge is using coulomb. Electric charge is used for coulomb, and electric potential difference is mainly for electric potential difference is unit for this one is volts, and electric power is represented in watt. So this one is the next question I am having here, that is table is given. Out of these table we have to choose which one will be considered as good conductor. So observe the table. KL, ML, 4 materials have been given to us. Their respective resistivity is given. We know that resistivity is written in the form of rho. Rho is the symbol for the resistivity. So it is measured in terms of ohm meter. So 4 values also are being given. So for K it is 6.84 into 10 to the power minus 8. For L it is 1.62 into 10 to the power minus 8. 5.20 10 to the power minus 8 for M, and respectively 2.63 into 10 to the power minus 8 for N. So dear students, here all the powers are with respect to this one are same. 10 to the power minus 8 itself all are. But the thing is, we have to see these 4 options which are being given. So we know that resistivity is inversely proportional to that of the conductivity. If you increase the conductivity, what will happen? Resistivity of almost decreases. So lesser the resistivity you are going to mention there, more will be the conductivity. So I can write here with respect to solution for this question. Lesser the resistivity offered more will be conductivity. More will be the conductivity. So out of these four options, which material is showing less resistivity, we have to find out. So this is only the option left. 1.62 is showing, this material is showing less resistivity. So out of these four options, A, B, C and D are there. So here it is the option correct one, and here for electric current power, the watt is the correct option. Coming to next question, dear students, 53. One of the properties of the biogas. Biogas is a clean gas. It doesn't form any of the smoke. Even it doesn't form any of the ash residue like. So it is a very clean gas we can consider. So let us have the four options being given here. Heating capacity is high, burns with the smoke, leaves the residue ash, heating capacity is low. We have to crisscross first and fourth option. Heating capacity of biogas is very high and doesn't gives any residue like ash, and it doesn't give any of the smoke, and its heating capacity is not at all low, its heating capacity is very high. So one of the properties of biogas, these all rest of the three options are wrong. Only the option left is heating capacity is very high. So with this, coming to next question, that is 54th question from the physics part. So 54th question what we are considering here, it is the last part of the physics question. So object distance and image distance of a lens are -60 and -20 centimeters. They are being given. Here magnification of the lens we have to find out. So how to find out the magnification of lens? We have formula here. M is equal to V by U. So values are being given. V value it is being given to us, it is 20 cm. Then it is being given U value is a 60. We have to substitute the values. So 60 is also being given to us. So when you consider V by U, it seems to be minus values get cancelled here. Don't get confused. We are going to get the answer in minus, negative of barangilla. So when you consider cancel of these two negative signs, it will be 2 1s are 2 3s are 1 by 3, it is positive value 0.33. So when you consider out of these four options, it is only left, that is C, plus 0.33. So dear students, it is our favorite part. 55th question is coming from the chemistry part. So chemistry, in this we are going to get the first question, the process of conversion of metal carbonates ores into oxides. So metal carbonates always heated in the absence of air, that is no air, they are going to form the oxides, and this process is called as calcination process. The statement is being given to us, and it is correct option for this one is calcination. Along with that, they even have given the roasting here. I'll explain the roasting also. Metal sulfides, especially we consider sulfide or sulfide ores. When you consider sulfide ores are going to be heated in presence of air, and they are going to form the respective oxides. And this process is called as what? Roasting. This is called as roasting process. And the correct option for the process conversion of metal carbonates. Whenever we consider metal carbonates, they are going to be heated in the absence of air to form the oxides. That process is called as calcination process. So dear students, coming to the next question, that is 56th question. We have to find out the saturated hydrocarbons out of these four set of molecules. So we know the saturated hydrocarbons will always possess carbon-carbon single bond. In the general formula, they will be having CnH2n plus 2. Right. So when you consider first option, let us consider first option. All are saturated or no, we'll consider. How to write the formula for methane? So this is the formula. C2H4. How do you write like this? Only for hydrogen I have to put the double bond. So first option is not correct. So we have to find out the correct option. Coming to next one, C2H6. So C2H6, yes, first member is correct. Coming to next, C3H8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fine. Then C4H10. So C 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all are having single bond, and these 3 are considered as homologous series. They are possessing single bond. So definitely the set of groups, correct group of saturated hydrocarbons is option B. So this is the correct one. So moving to the next question, that is 57th question. So dear students, if you all have question paper with you, take that question paper and just go on marking the correct options, and if possible take one more white paper, write the solutions in that white paper, whatever I am explaining here. So 57th question I am having, it is considered as atomic number of an element is 11. Okay, and another element having atomic number 17. Okay, what type of bond is formed? What type of bond is formed? Okay, this is the question. So option A, covalent bond. Option A, hydrogen bond. B, covalent bond. C, ionic. And then I have lastly metallic. Now when you consider atomic number 11, it is for sodium. Yes or no? First group element, it is sodium. Atomic number is 11. Coming to 17, it belongs to halogens. So atomic number 17 is a Cl. We know that it is metal. Sodium is metal. Cl is considered as non-metal. So between metal and non-metal, the bond formed is NaCl, where complete transfer of electrons, from Na to Cl has taken place. So Cl become minus, Na become plus, and this such type of bond is called as ionic bond. So C is the correct option. So moving to the next question, pH value regarding. So when you consider 58th question as pH value of solution decreases, option A, number of OH minus ions increases. B, number of H plus ions increases. C, number of H plus ions decreases. Then I have D, equal number of OH minus and H plus ions remains. Okay, this is the question. So pH value is what happening here, it is decreasing. pH value of a solution is decreasing. Then we have to find out number of OH minus ion increase ಆಗ್ಲಿಕತ್ತದೋ decrease ಆಗ್ಲಿಕತ್ತದೋ. So number of H plus ions ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, we have to find out. So when you consider pH scale, at the middle I have pH value 7. So here if you go on taking the positive values, they will become 8, 9, 10 and so on, it increases. Here 6, 5, 4, 3 and so on it goes. This is, at least we all know, neutral. As the number is increasing here, OH minus ions increasing, solution is becoming basic. Coming to this side, H plus ions increases, solution become more acidic in nature. In the sense, if you consider 6, is considered as least acidic. When you consider 3, it is more acidic in nature because it has highest H plus ions along with it. right? So if the pH value of solution is decreasing, pH value is decreasing in the sense it is going left side. When it is going left side, what is happening here? H plus ions are increasing. As the H plus ions are increasing, the acidic strength of that solution is increasing. So correct option is number of H plus ions increases. This will be the correct option. Number of OH minus ions never increases. We are coming this side, and the rest of the two options are also wrong. Number of H plus ions decreases, it is giving. No, it is not decreasing. If it is decreasing, then the solution is becoming more basic. Equal number, no, equal number, they will be not remaining. Whenever the pH value of a solution decreases, pH value decreases indicates number of H plus ions are increasing. This is a kind of very conceptual question. Based on this concept, you may even get 2 to 3 different questions. Please do focus on this question and solve out 4 to 5 minimum questions on this particularly pH scale, on the basis of pH scale itself. Fine. So this is a question from the acids and bases and salts chapter. Salts are completely removed. Acids bases chapter already. This is the most conceptual question. Based on this, you can solve out 4 to 5 questions. So this is how we have done. Moving to the next question, we need to understand. So 59th question, they have given one molecule H, CH, H, CH, C double bond OH. So this is a molecule which is being given. They are asking for the functional group. This is a question from the carbon and its compounds. Carbon and its compounds. Carbon and its compounds. Fine. So functional group they are asking for here. So these all are hydrogen atoms. They are nowhere considered as a functional groups. Only left is this one. So option A is being given to us. Option A is aldehyde. Option B is alcohol. Option C is ketone. And option D is carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. So just by seeing the question itself, COOH, COOH. Some of the students will get confused when it is being written C double bond OH. So one or the other same. We can write COOH as C double bond OH also, in order to satisfy the valency of oxygen atom. No issue if we write like this also. So correct option for this question is carboxylic acid. This is considered as carboxylic acid. In total, how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3. This molecule even be written as CH3, CH2, COOH. So the molecule name is propanoic acid. Propanoic acid. Okay. So correct option for this question is carboxylic acid. So we have done the correct option. We will see why these other options are wrong. So when you consider aldehyde, aldehydes will have functional group CHO. Alcohols will have functional group OH, whereas ketones will have functional group bond CO bond. So these are the functional groups for all these three. So out of these 4, correct option is D, that is carboxylic acids. Moving to the next question, dear students, that is 60th question. So atomic numbers are being given 60. Atomic number of element. Atomic number of element is 20. Find to which period this element belongs to. This element belongs to. Okay. Atomic number 20 they have been given. Okay. So very first we supposed to write the electronic configuration. Fine. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 over. Then 3s2, 3s2, 3p, 6. Okay, from here it is 10. 6 plus 2, 8 plus 2, 10. Then I have 16. Then I have 4s2. Yes or no? 6 plus 2, 8 plus 2, 10. Here 10, 10 plus 10, it is equal to 20. Right? So I have explained in a class in detail. Whenever we consider this 4s2, this 4 indicates it is period of that element. In the fourth period, this element is retaining. When you consider this 2, this indicates group of that element. In the sense, atomic number 20 belongs to fourth period and second group. So obviously the 20 is up to 30. You have to remember, like hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, like that you have to remember. You have to remember. When you come to atomic number 20, definitely it is going to be element calcium. You have to remember like this. So 4 options have been given. I didn't write the option. Option A. Option A is 4. Option B is 8. Option C is 2. Option D is 3. Which one will be the correct option? Option A is the correct one. So I think the explanation is clear for you all. So moving to next question, 61. 61. Number of single bonds present in. Number of single bonds present in cyclohexane. Cyclohexane. A 12, B 18, C 24, D 6. Okay, so first and foremost we have to write the structure of the cyclohexane. Before we write the cyclohexane, let us write the normal hexane with which we can be able to write the cyclohexane. So CH3, CH2, 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 CH3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is N-hexane. N-hexane. Just remove one hydrogen from this one and one hydrogen from this one. Just close the structure. So I'll write here CH2. This is my CH2. Why? I have removed one hydrogen. Then what I have? CH2. Here I have CH2. This is my second one. This is second one. Okay. Then I have CH2. This is my third. Then I have CH2. This is my third. This is my fourth. CH2. This is my fifth. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and close. 4, 5. This is 6. From the 6th also I have to remove one hydrogen. From the first also I have to remove one hydrogen and just close the structure. So this is called as cyclohexane. This is first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth. This is sixth carbon. So you can see the bonds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So D is the correct option for this molecule. So coming to next question. In the modern periodic table, 62. In modern periodic table, as we go down the group, atomic size of the elements, how does it change? They are asking for. Option A, decreases. Option B, no change. Option C, increases. Option D, first increases then decreases. First increases then decreases. Okay, 4 options are given. So down the group what will happen? This is my first element, second element, third element, and this is my fourth element. In the sense, number of shells are increasing. Okay, as number of shells are increasing from top to bottom, distance is increasing. As distance is increasing from center to the outermost electron, I can say definitely atomic size increases. You can see here number of shells will be added, increases number of shells from top to bottom increases, due to which atomic size also increases. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹೋದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್, ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಟು ದ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಸೈಜ್ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಟಮಿಕ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒನ್. So next question, let me consider 63rd question. It is one of the interesting questions. They have given equations. Fe plus CuSO4 is giving FeSO4 and Cu. Then Zn plus FeSO4. Then ZnSO4. Okay. Plus Fe. Okay. This is a question from the metals and non-metals question. Last part. We will be seeing the reactivity series. So reactivity series, if you remember very properly, the question will be very easily traced out. Okay, so options are given. So decreasing order of reactivity of metals, decreasing order of reactivity of metals, decreasing order of reactivity of metals is, option is being given. Okay, Zn Fe Cu, Zn Cu Efe, fine. Then B Fe Cu Zn, Cu Efe Zn. Okay, so reactions are being given. Here FeSO4 is formed, here ZnSO4 is formed. In the sense, here Fe is displacing copper. Fe is displacing copper, so that Fe is stronger than copper. In this case, Zn is replacing Fe. Zn is replacing Fe. So finally, I can say which one will be the strongest. Why they are, what they are asking here, decreasing order of reactivity of metals. Which one is most reactive out of these four? Fe is here. Fe is here. In the sense, Zn will be the highest reactivity it will be showing. So once we complete this one, Fe is coming next. So Fe, then Cu is going to be replaced. So this is the order how to find out. So ಈ ಥರ ನೀವು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆದರೆ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಸೀರೀಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? ಕಟಪಾನಿ, ಕಾರ್ಮಿನ್, आकर, जाकर, फिर पब, होकर, कुछ HG, AG, कुछ HG, AU, AG, AU, ले चले. So this is my reactivity series. So above aluminium, all these are considered as strong metals. So if you see the series, Zn is first, Fe is next, copper is least. So Zn is highest reactivity, Fe is next, then you have C. So which one option is correct? A. A is the correct option. By using the reactivity series you do, or just by directly substituting the equations also you can do. So which one will be the easiest method and time consume ಆಗದೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಯಾವುದೈತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ substitute here and find out the answer. So for this question is the correct option. Moving to next question. 64. Gas liberated when dilute sulfuric acid reacts with zinc granules. So this is a question from the acids, bases and salts. So when you consider options, sulfur dioxide, C, nitrogen, B, carbon dioxide, D, hydrogen. So gas liberated and dilute sulfuric acid treated with zinc granules. Okay. So I have Zn plus H2SO4 gives ZnSO4 plus H2. H2 is nothing but hydrogen gas. So in this question, hydrogen gas liberated, option D is the correct one. So this is hydrogen gas. Understood? So next we will move. Next question. 65th question. So question is given NaOH plus HCl, NaCl plus H2O. NaCl plus H2O is formed. So what type of reaction it is they are asking? Neutralization reaction. So let me write clearly. NEU TRAZA, neutralization reaction. B, substitution reaction. Okay. Then C, addition reaction. Lastly D, combustion. So yavaglu, when you consider acid, it is going to be treated with base. All acid base reactions are neutralization reactions. All acid base reactions are neutralization reactions. So the correct option is first one, neutralization reaction. So moving to next question, that is 66th question. 66th question I have here. Molecular formula of benzene. Molecular formula of benzene. Molecular formula of benzene. Okay. So options are given. One is C5H12, B C6H12, C C6H6, C option C, C6H6, option D, C6H10. So let me write the structure for the benzene. This is a question from the chapter Carbon in its Compounds. From this chapter, this question is being asked. Okay, what is the structure for benzene? This is the structure for benzene. It can be illustrated like this also. This is carbon. This is carbon. Here I will be having carbon. This is carbon. Okay. Here also I will have one carbon. In the sense, carbon is 6. Out of these 3, first option is wrong. Here we have carbon. So double bond is there, yes or no? Between these 2 carbon atoms, double bond. Here also we have double bond. So in the sense, valency of carbon must be satisfied. We all know carbon is tetravalent. So 1 hydrogen, second, third, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 carbon atoms and 1, 2, 3, 6 hydrogen atoms. C6H6. It is the correct option. So with this last question, 66th, we are covering all chemistry questions. From the beginning, we have covered all physics as well as chemistry questions. I need some time to solve biology questions too. I hope this video will be very helpful to you all, and ever waited video I can guess. To make use of this video, and please write in the comment section whatever you feel. Still more explanation is needed, or somehow it is okay for you all. Whatever you feel in your mind or in your heart, you can comment me anytime. So with this, I wish all the very best to you all.